Good morning students. In this video I am going to explain about cyclic redundancy check using polynomials. In the last class we saw about cyclic redundancy checking using binary division. Here we are using the concept of polynomial division, and whatever remainder we are getting using polynomials, that is sent to the receiver by using that with the data word. So data word plus the remainder is sent to the receiver. So before that you have to know about the concept of polynomial. For example, how you will convert the number 100101 into polynomial. Wherever you are having 1, that is replaced by the corresponding term with that position. That is here the fifth position 1 is there, so we have to write x power 5, and then in second position we are having 1, so x squared, and then x power 0th position, so 1 into x power 0, that is equivalent to 1. And then what is the degree of the polynomial means, that is the highest degree is considered as the degree of the polynomial. Okay, and then how will you add and subtract? If there is the same terms or occurs, means that we can add or subtract according to the symbols you have to write. For example, 3x squared minus 7x squared you want to add, means the result is minus 4x squared. So if power is same, whether we can add or subtract. Okay, and then if for division, for multiplication, every term is multiplied by each and every term of another polynomial, and finally we have to add all the terms. And in division means we have to power, we have to subtract the power. For example, x power 7 by x power 4 means x power 7 minus 4 you have to write, that is x power 3. Okay, this is a basic concept of polynomials. Now this is a division example, and you know the concept of how to multiply each term and then subtraction. So you have to, here dividend is x power 6 plus x cube, and divisor is x cube plus x plus 1. If we divide this, if this dividend is divided by x cube plus x plus 1, then we will get the remainder as x squared plus x. Then that is the term we are going to send with the data word. Okay, and consider next topic is cyclic code analysis. In this, consider code word is cx and generator gx, syndrome is sx. Syntax means, syndrome means reminder. Consider error is e of x. Okay, then what is the relationship between the code word is c of x plus e of x? Okay, if we divide both sides by g of x, then we will get code word by g of x equal to c of x by g of x plus e of x by g of x. What are the advantages? Means it has a good performance in detecting errors. Detecting different type of errors, single bit, double bit, and burst errors also, and they are easily implemented in hardware as well as in software, and they are good candidate for many network also. How we have to implement in hardware, we will see now. Consider right side, we are having the number called as a dividend 1001,000, and the divisor is all digits are 00. Consider first row only now, the remaining are same as it is. If you understand the first step, other all same only. First divisor is, see the first 3 boxes all 0 0 0 are there, no, that is a divisor. Here our number is, that is divisor is 0 0 0. Okay, and the dividend is 1001, and then last 3 zeros are there. How we have to implement in hardware, we will see now. Now each term we have to XOR and then send to the next step. That XOR how to do? Listen carefully. The last, see the leftmost digit of the divisor is XORed with the first digit of dividend plus remaining digits of divisor. Okay, see in the first row 3 zeros are there, no, only we are, all the terms we are going to XOR with the leftmost bit 0 of the divisor. Okay, so leftmost bit of divisor is what? 0. See that 0, one arrow is a, no, that is XORed with first bit of dividend, what? 1. So 0 plus 1, 0 XOR 1, what is the result? 1. See the next row, first 1. Okay, then same 0 is XORed with next bit of divisor 0. So 0 0, again you will get 0, and then the same 0 is XORed with the remaining divisor 0. So next step 0. Okay, listen one more time, I am explaining. First bit of dividend, that is 1, that is XORed with leftmost bit 0. So the answer is 1. Okay, then next what, 1 0 is there, no? That is XORed with leftmost bit of 0. Again you will get 0. And then third bit 0 is XORed with 0. So the result is 1. Okay. Then second row, second bit of dividend is 0. That is the input, that is XORed with the leftmost bit of divisor. Okay. So 0 0 0 is 0, and then 0 1, consider the second row I am explaining now. So 0 1 is 1, and then 0 0 is 0. Same like we have to continue till we will get, see the result, all zeros. Okay, this is a reminder we are getting, which is going to send with the data word. Okay, that is explained here. So assume that the remainder is all zeros. At each time clock we repeat the following two actions. Two actions we are using all the time. That is leftmost bit to make the decision about the divisor. So we are considering leftmost bit. The other two bits of the remainder and the next bit from the augmented data word are XORed with the 3-bit divisor to create the next remainder. Okay. Next, forward error correction. What do you mean by forward error correction? Here retransmission of corrupted and lost packets is not useful for real-time and multimedia application because it creates an unacceptable delay in reproducing. Okay, so we have to wait until the lost or corrupted packet is resent. So we have to correct the error and reproduce the packet immediately. If any errors occur, means we have to send the packet immediately. Then now we are going to see about what are the techniques available in forward error correction. There are several schemes have been designed. In this case we will see one by one. First one is Hamming distance. What do you mean by Hamming distance? It is a metric for comparing two binary data strings. Okay, while comparing two binary strings of equal length, it is the number of bit positions in which the two bits are different. I will explain by example now. For example, A and B are two binary numbers. How we will find out the Hamming distance between the two numbers? Now consider the numbers. See the last para. The two binary numbers 110 11001, that is XORed with 100 11101. Okay, XOR, the concept you know, we have to XOR the two numbers. That is wherever same digit occur, there is a 0, different number means 1. Okay, see the first bit of first number and the first bit of second number 1 1, so result is 0, and the second bit 1 0, so the next number 1, next 0 0 0. Like this we have to do XOR operation. In the result, how many ones are there? 2 ones are there, so the Hamming distance is 2. This is a way to find out the Hamming distance between two numbers. Okay, now to correct the bits in the packet, in Hamming distance concept, if you want to correct the numbers, we have to send so many redundant bits. Okay, when we are sending the packet, redundant bits means additional bits for error correction. For so many purposes we are sending additional bits. That is a problem in Hamming distance. Okay, that is, see an example in the second row. If data is 99 bits and if we have to send 255 extra bits to correct 223 errors, see how many extra bits we are sending with data. That is a problem here in Hamming distance. Okay, next, using XORs, how we are correcting errors. Here we are dividing the packets into n chunks. That is, we are dividing the packet into several parts called the chunks, and then exclusive OR of all the chunks we have to find out. That is one additional term we are sending when we are sending the packet, this additional chunks also we are sending. Here we can recreate any of the data items. So in the receiving end, if any packets are missing, if any chunks are missing, we can find out the damaged one by using the remaining chunks. That is, we have to XOR remaining, what are all the chunks available, everything we have to XOR, then we will get the answer. So if any one chunk missed also, no problem in this concept, that is using XOR. That is what we are doing here. Packets are divided into chunks and we are XORing all the chunks, then that also sending to the receiver. Okay, here we can regenerate any of the data items by exclusive ORing all the items. For example, OR equal to P1 XOR P2 up to Pn. Okay, so we are sending one additional term to the receiver, additional chunk also we are sending, that is XORing of all the chunks. Then if anything lost also, by using remaining chunks we are finding out. Then chunk interleaving. What do you mean by chunk interleaving? It is a way to achieve in multimedia to allow some small chunks to be missing at the receiver. It will reduce the loss of chunks. Okay, it will reduce the error in chunk interleaving. The concept we will see in the next slide. Here we are dividing the packet into 5 chunks. Consider in the left side, so 5 packets are there. Every packet is divided into 5 pieces, 5 3 5 4 3 2 1. So that packet, every row 5 packets, every packets are divided into 5 chunks. Okay, how we are sending that chunk? Simply if we are sending, if there is a loss, means whole packet will be lost. So instead of that, what we are doing, while we are sending, we are sending the packets, that is first chunk of all the packets we are sending, that is vertically we are sending. That is explained here. The figure shows we can divide each packet into 5 chunks. We can then create a data chunk by horizontally but combine the chunk into packet vertically. In this case, each packet send carries a chunk from several original packets. For example, you want to consider if send one packet that contains a chunk from all the packets. Okay, for example, we are creating one packet, we are sending one packet. See, actually the format is, what is in the first packet is 5 4 3 2 1, but while we are sending, how we are sending, listen here. In the first row, packet 5, it contains chunks from 25 20 15 10 5. See, 25 is from 5th packet, and then 20 is from 4th packet, and then 15 is from 3rd packet, and then 10 is from 2nd packet, and then 5 is from 1st packet. So instead of sending the one whole packet, we are combining the chunk from several packets and we are sending. So this time when we are sending, if anyone chunk is missing, then it won't affect. Whole packet we are not losing, only part of the, that is part of the chunk only we are missing. Okay, same like this. See, original also 5 packets are there, while sending also 5 packets are there, but we are sending in the same order. We are missing chunks from several packets and we are sending. Same like this, consider packet 4, how we are sending. See, the horizontal we are combining all the chunks. See, in the second column, like that we are sending. Actually, the order is in horizontal. When we are sending, we are taking the vertical format. Next, packet 3, consider now 23, 18, 13, 8, 3. Okay. And then when we are sending packet 2, 4th column, 22, 17, 12, 7, 2. And then first packet. Students, see the difference? Packet, actually the order of packet is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are not sending a same as it is, but we are combining the chunks from different packets and we are sending. Okay, that is in vertical order we are sending that packet, so it will reduce the loss of chunks. Okay, that is, if we lost one chunk also, it won't affect the whole packet. If you are sending as it is, the whole packet will be damaged. So in order to avoid that, instead of sending horizontally, we are sending vertically by combining chunks from each and every packet and sending. Okay, this is a concept of interleaving. And then next topic, Hamming distance and interleaving. Here we are combining the concept of both Hamming distance and interleaving in correcting errors. And then in forward error correction, the next topic is compounding high and low resolution packet. Here if we lost also, we will get that packets from that next available packet. So when we are sending the packet, we are not only sending that particular packet, we are sending both low order and high order resolution we are sending. Consider this is the creation of packets of the, see in the first row, P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, all are that packets. When we are sending that packets, how we are sending in the second row, you see here P1 high resolution packet will be there. In the next, P2 contains low resolution of P1 plus P2 packet. So in the third, P2's low resolution plus P3 is high. So if any packet is sending, it can get from the next packet. In the third row, you seen packet 2 we lost. So what it will do? It will take from the next frame, because this low resolution is available in packet 3. From that packet we can get from packet 2, even though it lost also. Same like the, you listen to next packet. If we lost, so in the next packet, the low resolution of the previous packet is available. So if anything missed also, we can get it from the next packet. So every packet contains low resolution of the previous packet plus that high resolution packet. Okay, the thing is, if we lost the final packet, so we can't get it. See here, if packet 5 lost, that one's low resolution is not available. Okay, that means we can neglect it, because if small errors in multimedia transmission and all, small resolutions and all, small errors and all acceptable, no. So this is a concept of forward error checking. Okay, thank you students.